That phrase, years of lead, refers to the 20-year period of gruesome violence and warfare that had dominated the streets of Italy from the 1960s until the 1980s. Fought between primarily hardcore Marxist terrorist groups like the Red Dawn Brigades and neo-fascist groups, the streets of Italy were peppered in lead and blood as the two extremes waged war for control of that country's political system and destiny. But Charlie Kirk's murder is not the only political killing that has occurred in the last year, or at least not the only attempted political killing. It all started when they tried to murder President Trump, not once, but twice. On the heels of a years-long effort to defeat him through unjust lawfare and election rigging. Left-wing assassins murdered the head of a major medical insurance company. Now they've murdered the man, Charlie Kirk, whose entire career was based on talking to them, not fighting them, talking.
I go around universities and have challenging conversations, and because that's what is so important to our country, is to find our disagreements respectfully, because when people stop talking, that's when violence happens. We record all of it so that we put on the internet so people can see these ideas collide. When people stop talking, that's when you get violence. That's when civil war happens, because you start to think the other side is so evil and they lose their humanity.
Those prophetic words from the late Charlie Kirk tell us all we need to know about his murder. A man who led the new right in terms of organization, peaceful protest, and ideological training, a scion of the young right wing in America, was killed. They didn't kill the ones on the right saying we have to fight. They killed the guy who was saying we can still talk. That's because the left doesn't want to talk anymore. They don't want to debate. They don't want to see reason or have a fair fight. Remember Eric Holder's comment when he worked as the Attorney General of the United States under President Obama? He said, quote, "When they bring a knife, we bring a gun." These people are violent revolutionaries, and Charlie Kirk was in their way, just like President Trump, just like anyone who is on the right. The Spanish Civil War, another gruesome battle between the right and the communist left, was sparked when the communists murdered this man, the supposed intellectual godfather of the Spanish right-wing movement, Jose Antonio Primo Rivera. What followed was an orgy of violence in which left-wing brigades burned churches, terrorized traditionalists in the villages, and raped and burned alive Catholic nuns. It was a spiritual as much as a political war, which is very akin to what we're seeing today. Charlie Kirk was a cultural icon and leading political figure of his generation. He was cut down far too early. He was a friend of the president's. But it is yet to be seen if President Trump fully understands the moment he and this country finds themselves in. This isn't situation normal or status quo. The communist revolution is here, and they're playing for keeps, just like in Italy, just like in Spain, just like in Russia. Trump needs to exert the power that he has been given by the American people right now, in honor of Charlie Kirk. One thing he can do right now is deploy the National Guard into those blue cities where criminality is rampant. Make a show of force. Make sure these communists understand we will not take this lying down because, Mr. President, if you don't hold and exert your power now, the Democrats will take it away from you. And they will do to you that which the leftist radicals have done to far too many conservative voices in the last 8 years. Silence them either by lawfare, rigged elections, or assassination. Those are the stakes now. There's no going back. And that's the absolute truth.